Hello, everybody. How you doing? So we're talking about chickens. This is a story I've been doing before. I talked to a family in Midland, Michigan, and they moved here to Michigan from Arizona because they thought they could have chickens. Turned out everything changed. I'm talking to Pam and Joe. Joe's off to the side, but Pam loves being on camera. So what's going on? And tell people where you're at and what's happening with the chickens.
Yep, we are here in the village of Sterling, just outside of Standish, Michigan. We bought our property 2.5 years ago. We made sure that we did not have an HOA or anything else, so we can do what we want with our property. We have about 0.66 acres here. The neighbor to my right had chickens when we first moved in. I've been talking to him. He's had them for about almost 2 years before the village council came to him and told him they had to get rid of his chickens.
Wait, so when they came to him, sorry to interrupt. So
Go ahead.
he had chickens. They came to him and said they needed to get rid of them. Why? Did they pass an ordinance or something?
Supposedly, the village has an ordinance. Nobody here is supposed to have chickens, but he was okay. Nobody bothered him. They bothered him when he got his roosters.
Roosters. Okay. So you
He
moved.
hatched eggs, and a couple of them were roosters.
Okay. When did you move there?
2.5 years ago, December of 2022.
Okay. When did they get rid of his roost? His.
His chickens, they got rid of, I want to say April, May of 2023.
Okay. So when you moved there was there any issues with chickens or?
No issues with his chickens. He free ranged his chickens. One day we went to a village meeting because there are the second Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
So, us being new to the area, because we're originally from New Jersey.
Oh,
In New
okay.
Jersey, you need a permit for everything.
So you know all about permits.
Yes. So we said, okay. I spotted when I came to look at this property, we spotted the chickens next door. So we're like, good, we can have chickens.
Yeah.
So we went to the township meeting and asked them what the deal is with chickens. And we want to do a chicken run. They're going to be enclosed in the run. Do we need the permits for the chicken coop because we're going to need power?
Yeah.
We're gonna run water to it. So what is? And they looked at us and said, "You're not supposed to have chickens."
Uh,
I said, "What?" They said, "No chickens here in the village." I said, "But there's other people." They're like, "Yes, we're aware of them." And then after further investigation, the president of the committee has chickens.
and I'm New Jersey. I don't know where in New Jersey, but I grew up in Metro Detroit where the houses are like right on top of one another. Out where you live right there, you have land. There's space, right?
Oh, we have 4 lots here.
Yeah, technically, if you're going by city lots, we have 4 city lots.
Okay. So it's not like there's neighbors like right next to your window or something.
No.
Absolutely not. I can
Okay.
pan out if you want. I can switch the camera
Yeah,
around and you can see my property.
if it'll let you. I don't know if it'll let you with this or just turn it around maybe or you can walk around it
Let's
maybe.
see.
Yeah, or walk around and show me. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay. So even with what I just saw there.
Here's
Oh
my
yeah,
house.
yeah, you got some space there.
We're burning right now.
Okay.
My house is there.
We
Yeah.
go all the way to the street.
Now I'm going to walk into the front of my house.
Okay. And that's all your land back there.
This is all my land.
Okay.
Here's the neighbor behind me
Yeah.
that had the chickens.
Okay.
Now I go all the way to his fence.
Oh. Oh wait, is that your house right there?
This green one is my house. Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, and that's your
Here is
garage. That's your garage.
my garage.
Oh, okay.
And then I go all the way to the light pole back there.
Okay. Okay, so you got it's not like New York or where the houses are right on
No,
top of each other. Okay.
no.
Go
I have the property.
okay, go back to where you were because the cell phone's getting a little bad there.
Okay.
But that's good to see. So so you moved there. You had already bought the house and you were moved in, and then they took at the meeting. That's when you find out you weren't supposed to have them.
Yeah, we found out before we purchased everything. We were in the process of getting the coop from from Carolina Coops, and then they said, "Nope, you're not allowed to have chickens in the village." I
Wow.
said, "But there's people in the village with chickens." Yes, I know. You're not supposed to have them though.
So did they get rid of? Does no one have chickens now in the town?
Oh no, the president still has his chickens. Two houses off the corner of the street up here has chickens. The guy across the road has pigs, chickens, and cows, and their property is all smaller than ours.
Okay. In the state of Michigan, the Republicans in the House just proposed having chickens like allowed statewide. I'm assuming
Yes,
you would support that.
absolutely. When we had brought up about the chickens, they had said they will look into it to see what they can do.
Can
So
they pass?
2 months ago, me and my husband looked at each other and said, "It's been 2 years. We haven't heard anything on the chickens.
Wow.
Let's go to the town meeting to see what's going on with these chickens."
Yeah.
The president said to us, "I have no idea what's going on with the chickens. We haven't heard anything." And then one of the other council people said, "Oh, that's sitting on our lawyer's desk for the last 2.5 years when you came in about the chickens."
Can they
I said,
can't they do
two
an
and a half
can't they
years?
do an ordinance? Can't they do a brand new ordinance and allow chickens?
That's what it's supposedly sitting on the lawyer's desk for the last 2.5 years for.
but they're only allowing 6.
Okay.
Which we said we're fine with 6, but it shouldn't take 2.5 years to sit on a lawyer's desk for the
Well,
village of Sterling that only has like 596
yeah.
Residents.
residents.
Welcome to Michigan. Um, so yeah, the lawmakers are saying that it's kind of ridiculous. The ones who want it that they should allow chickens throughout the entire state. I mean, they're going to have rules and regulations and all that kind of stuff. But they're saying like the city of Detroit allows people to have chickens. If
Exactly.
if the city of Detroit allows it, why can't an area like where you are allow it?
We're surrounded by farmland.
Yeah, that's the thing. And in Detroit, there's not a lot of farmland in the city of Detroit.
No, up the street at the top here on School Road is a farm. He's got a bunch of cattle and everything else.
He's got dairy cows.
And then over here on the corner on 76, he's got cows and everything else. When the wind blows just right, you smell the manure. So we're in a rural farming community.
Okay, so it sounds like basically, it sounds like the town, the community would probably they support this. I would.
Absolutely. I've been talking to my neighbors, even the guy that had the chickens. He keeps asking me, "Any word on the chickens yet? I want to get my chickens back." I'm still waiting.
Wow. So it would be great then if they did that, and the state of Michigan allows chickens, and this is not a political thing because Democrats, Republicans, everyone has some. It doesn't matter who you are politically. People have chickens, right?
Yes.
Well, that bill got put in, and it's sitting on a desk. What
Yep.
is it?
In the agriculture, we've been keeping track of that bill since you posted it.
Yeah, and that's the governor's office still controls all of that, the Governor Whitmer. So
Yes.
if Governor Whitmer was watching this, what or someone in the agriculture department, what would you say to him?
We need this bill. There's other people besides myself throughout the whole state of Michigan that would love to have chickens, whether it's for eggs, whether it's meat birds to feed their family. We're here in Michigan. We're known as a farming community.
Yeah. Um, and then I ask why. Do you want them? I mean, I know a lot of people where I am in Saginaw County, they offer us eggs and so forth. What are the advantages of having chickens for those who don't know?
For having chickens, you don't have to worry about the skyrocketing cost of eggs.
Yeah.
If you do meat birds, you do not have to worry about the chicken price fluctuating because meat birds are 8 weeks.
Oh wow, okay. So yeah, and you moved from New Jersey and you said do they allow chickens in New Jersey?
Yes,
Like every community had different rules?
every community had different rules,
But
no matter the size of your property.
at least they made the rules. You knew what they were. You move here to Michigan, and it's like a free for all. It seems like.
Yes,
Well,
Okay.
we went from having to pay permits to do stuff to not having to pay permits, but now we're getting all kinds of rules that we can't do. And
Yeah.
I understand there are some things that you can't do in certain areas. I understand, but we're a farming community. How come I can't have chickens?
Yeah, I think that's the big issue, and that's why the lawmakers brought it up because if you're allowing chickens in Detroit, and Detroit is very it's a big city, but you're in the
yes,
middle of Aranac County. It just doesn't. So more and more people are talking about this. I got a lot of people that see my stuff. So some lawmakers I know will see this. Do you urge them again to bring this up again and ask the Department of Agriculture what's going on with that bill?
yes. Because, like I said, I've been keeping track of it. I've also called Congress Decina's office.
Okay.
I am familiar with the secretary that answers the calls and gives the call back. And they said there are so many people that are waiting on this bill to pass.
Yeah, and is it true? Like I have someone who I know has chickens. They give me eggs, and you're actually because sometimes they get more eggs than you can have, and they give it to friends or neighbors, or it's really helping the community, kind of like back in the day, right?
Well, certain chickens will lay anywhere up to 300 eggs in the course of a year.
Wow, wow,
Yes.
wow. Is it a
So
lot?
if you pick your breeds right, you can produce a lot of eggs in
Oh,
even just a small flock.
wow, is it a lot to take care of? Do you have? I don't want to say if you have fun doing it, but do you enjoy doing it?
Well, as of right now, I'm actually I'm not working anymore. I got put on disability, so that would actually give me something to do.
Okay, wow.
But yeah, depending upon your chicken breeds and everything else, you get very docile chickens. And you can go out with them, you can sit with them, you can play with them, you can hold them.
Some chickens will even follow you around the yard like they were dogs.
Kind of like you're kind of like a pet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
And then you got to realize too, if you're getting chicks, you're getting them at a couple days old. So you have to raise them.
You're basically their mother and father, and that's how
Okay.
they see you for the rest of their life.
Okay. Okay. Well, I wanted to have you on because there's more people like you. A lot of people, you're not alone. A lot of people dealing with what you're doing. So the word needs to get out there. And
Yes.
as a journalist, I used to be a reporter at a TV station and I try not to give my opinion, but this is my opinion. You're in a very rural area and I don't see why if Detroit can have it, why can't you?
Yeah.
That's what we've been saying. Look at everybody else around us. Standish can have chickens, and they're the next town over.
Yeah,
Two
I,
miles
I
down the road, 3 miles down the road.
Why
yeah, it's
can't we here in the rural farming community have chickens?
exactly. Okay. Well, let me keep me updated. I will let you know if I hear anything. Now, hopefully, if this helps, if you hear something, give me a message, text me, let me know.
Definitely will.